less than 2 months to the 2019 general elections, politicians have continued to play their game with different strategy and craft to woo electorates in their favor. Well, on our part as critical stakeholders in the Nigerian project and agenda setters, we will continue to bring to you all shades of opinions as part of the build-up towards a credible, free and fair polls. Hello, it's about that time on the Unity Station NTA Abuja Channel 5 when we bring to you that topical current affairs program, Issues. I am Ifoma Ojinta, your regular anchor. We'll be right back shortly. Don't go away. Nigerian democracy is a work in progress and requires the workings of strong institutions and citizens' contribution to make it better. This is why on the platform today we will be discussing with our guests some important issues germane to the growth of the polity, by extension, the country's democracy. Our guest on issues today is a man of many parts, experienced in different fields of endeavors. He is a professor of health care service administration at the University of Phoenix, United States, and has competencies in leadership and entrepreneurship management areas and lots more. Our guest is Professor Bismarck Nwadike. When we return from this short break to take our background report, we will get to meet our guest.
With the clock ticking towards the busy 2019 electioneering period, the Nigerian political space is already in the mood of the general elections, with political parties and politicians cutting their teeth and dotting their I's, planning with strategies to woo the electorates in their favor. The electoral umpire on its part is not resting on its oars with preparations, as it has assured in several fora of a free, fair and credible polls. Political and social observers have advised politicians to tread with caution as they politic in their campaigns preceding the general elections, urging them to shun hate speech and play by the rule in the overall interest of the country.
I only know about three. SDP, PDP, and APC.
Well, I don't think I can count the number at my fingertip, but I know there is APC, there is PDP, there is a UPD, APDC, and so on and so forth.
So I think it's up to 90 something political parties that we have in Nigeria.
Can you please highlight them?
The major one that I know, like APC, PDP, ABGA, and then UNDP, we have a COOP and all that. So I think those are the ones I'm very, very familiar with.
The political commentators also advised all and sundry to embrace the spirit of sportsmanship before, during and after the polls, saying that difference in party ideology and principle should not be mistaken for bitterness, as a united and prosperous Nigeria is more important than personal interest. These and other issues will be our focus with our guests on Issues this week.
Thank you for that background report. And of course, my guest, Professor Bismarck Nwadike, a professor of healthcare service administration at the University of Phoenix, United States, is already in the studio. Thank you, sir, for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you have quite an intimidating CV, and for time we won't be able to roll out all that we saw in your CV. We know you have experience in that cuts across board, but then we'll be discussing politics, not healthcare today. I hope you're comfortable with that.
Very much comfortable.
Okay, now let's begin by having your view about the Nigerian democratic and political system.
Thank you for that question. When you talk about Nigerian democratic system, I would prefer to call it the Nigerian democratic process. The Nigerian democracy is a work in progress. As you will agree with me, we have not gotten to the point, to our destination yet. But at this very moment in time, the process is in place. And as you already hinted in your introduction, the politicians are at the game again. But the question we need to ask, what have we achieved in our process? What are the lessons learned in this our democratic process? Do we have active citizens' involvement? Or are we again into the bandwagon syndrome? So right now, the Nigerian democratic process has to involve every citizen of this country to be able to hear our voice. The citizens' voice need to be heard so that we can incorporate it into the overall interest of the citizenry.
Okay. Now, talking about our democratic process, calling it a work in progress, by way of comparative analysis, do you think our democratic process is actually growing?
It's like when we compare Nigerian democratic process with Europe, America, England, it's like comparing apple and oranges. It does not mean we've not started. We've started the journey. A journey of 10,000 miles begin with one step. We are at the infant stage at this very moment. That is the reason, as I said at the beginning, to have everybody's voice heard. So to do it our own way, the Nigerian way, where every Nigerian will be proud says, I am a Nigerian, before he can say, I am a political member of this political association or this political party. But when you see yourself as a Nigerian, the interest of Nigeria will be paramount. That is the secret to the success of other developed countries like Europe and America. They see themselves as the citizens of this country, and then they will then marshal out what are their interests for the success of the advancement of the democracy.
Okay. Now, still talking about the Nigerian political system, presently we have about 91 registered political parties. How will this in any way deepen our political system?
That is a very marvelous question you've asked. We have 200 million people. And in 200 million people, 91 political parties is not sufficient enough. If we have 100 political parties, that is still not sufficient enough. Reason being that, what is a political party first and foremost? You have to have an ideology, you have to have a vision, you have to have a goal. This is a group of people coming together and says, as great citizens of our great country, this is what we believe in. Then that association turns to a political party. Then when they register through the full due process, then they will be able to speak to a voice of some people. For example, in England, you have the Labour Party, you have the Conservative Party. In America, you have the Republican Party, you have the Democratic Party, you have the Independent Party, you have the Green Party. A lot of associations. The same thing needs to happen in Nigeria for us to be able to speak for the 200 million people we have in this country. So, right now you have the APC, you have the PDP, you have other parties, you have the Action Democratic Party. That is not enough. When we come together, then we begin to dialogue, then we begin to speak. Then you begin to see, oh, your views are similar to my views. Maybe we can have some accord, maybe we can have some alliance, maybe we can have a relationship. Then we can go together as a team. But right now, the parties that we have right now, yes, it's enough, but it's not yet enough for people.
Talking about it not being yet enough, we know that we operate a multi-party system, but most often just a few, of these parties dominate and win elections. Now, do you think other parties have the capacity to win at different levels?
Yes, they have. For example, you said we have 91 political parties. What can make them come together is we look at our ideologies, look at our vision. If our visions, we can marshal it out and share with the populace, and the populace will share to our vision and our goals and aspirations. The people that believe in that will be able to make it happen. But if it is something like they have in APC right now, on PDP or ADP or ABGA, the people will be disenchanted But when you are able to marshal out your program and it's in the interest of the people and the people buys to that, then they will be able to say, enough of this. We aren't going to take what you've been selling us. We aren't going to take your dummies. We want the change, and the change will truly come. And the change can only come through the people.
Yes, you keep talking about citizens' participation in politics. How do you think, really that citizens can participate more in the political system, especially as we approach the 2019 general elections?
That's very good. Let me be a little bit philosophical. There is a Persian king, biblically. He was married to a Jewish girl. And there was a problem in the kingdom that will lead to the annihilation of the minorities in the kingdom. The queen felt, her name is Esther, that maybe she's in the kingdom, she's safe. Until the cousin went and told her, I said, look, there's a plan in place to destabilize the kingdom by the annihilation plan of the people. Esther looked at this, chewed it, and said, okay, call the people to fast and pray. Then I will go to the king. And she uttered a famous word, says, if I perish, I perish. Today in the current Nigerian political dispensation, there is a voice screaming. There is a voice screaming loud and clear. I hope Nigerians are listening. And that voice is the voice of the wife of the current Nigerian president, Aisha Buhari, Her Excellency. Let me paint a very clear picture. She is the first lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By virtue of her office, she has made it. She's a grandmother, she's a mother, and she's a wife. And most importantly, there's nothing she lacks right now. But she also understands the grand scheme of things of the political parties. But she's screaming and says, 15 million people voted us into power. 15 million people upstaged a sitting president and voted us to power. I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a grandmother. I live with my husband, I'm hearing her, but there are some forces that are against the wishes, what he wants to do for the people of Nigeria. Back us up. The question is, can we have the people stand up and say, unmask those people, we will back you up, let us bring some genuine change. That is why I say we need citizenry involvement. We don't need no more sloganeering. We need action, and we need action right now. Nobody will blame her, nobody will blame the president, because she has taken risk in her polity to speak up as a lady. You voted us. She's telling Nigerians right now, you guys voted us. Empower us. I am listening to I want to see Nigerian youths trying on the street and say, look, we are with you. Let's make a dynamic change. Not very few, not people who are satisfied already. She has said that. Esther did that and there was a change. And she had made this pronouncement publicly. We need a change. Citizens need to act so that tomorrow we will not blame the president, the vice president, the senate president, or the politicians. It is in our hand and we can bring that genuine change.
Now, aside your very intimidating CV and you being a professor at University of Phoenix, United States, you are a member of a political party.
Yes.
Now tell us about your participation and the philosophy of the party.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I have to speak as a private citizen, not on behalf of the university or my employers. As a citizen and one who is unapologetically a proud Nigerian, I got interested into political party. Politics as it reflects to my home country, my country of birth, beautiful country of Nigeria. After studying what has gone wrong in our polity and in our politics, you see people who are in the United States, they want to come back to bring change. They want to offer things that they want to do to better the livelihood of our people. But the political process denies them those opportunities. When Engineer YY Sani, the current chairman and presidential candidate for Action Democratic Party, formed the party, and I was invited, I read through their manifesto. They're the only party in Nigeria that said, We are going to do direct primaries, no delegate, because most people are removed from delegate. Youths are number one. Nigeria has many youths. Women are given free tickets to run for political office. And they are willing to provide what's called the credible alternative in this politics by engaging Nigerians into our political vision, which is the emancipation of our people, which very few, less than 1% have taken over. That's our vision. Okay. Empower the youth, the women are involved in politics, and at the same time to bring the credible alternative that Nigerians are longing to get, which is give them a great opportunity. Okay. For example, there's no reason why a Nigerian cannot have 24-hour electricity. There's no reason a Nigerian cannot have a clean water. There's no reason the building of a road is a major political breakthrough. No, these are normal things. Action Democratic Party promises those things. Working together, we can achieve that.
But then your party is among the very new ones. How prepared is your party, towards the 2019 general elections?